And good evening to everyone. I, Venkatesh AK, streaming live through YouTube channel, Summary as it is. Welcome all of you to a webinar on the topic all about UPSC. As said by Albert Einstein, genius is 1% talent and 99% of the hard work. Today's speaker is Dr. AKASH Shankar IAS 2019 batch, Karnataka Cadre, All India ranking 78, UPSC Civil Services Examination 2018. Basically, he is from Mysore, but currently he is working as an assistant commissioner, Gulbarga District, as a professional. Before I hand over this session to our beloved sir, I need to clarify a few points. Majority of the viewers are from engineering background, and viewers are from various parts of Karnataka, majorly from Uttar Karnataka. Sir will take questions from the live chat box at the end. Sir, kindly explain us about your inspiration to appear for UPSC Civil Services Examination and strategy to cover the syllabus during degree and after degree, and about KPSC, KAS exams, and guide all of us. Sir, please.
You may actually sit there on the chair. Take one chair. With the mask on.
So, hello everyone. I'm Dr. Akash. I'm the Assistant Commissioner under training, undergoing my probation in Gulbarga District. So right now I'm happy and thankful to Venkatesh and forgot your name, Guru Raj. So Guru Raj for arranging this session. As I was on Instagram about the necessity of such a session, I told them that it is going to be a little tough, given the work profile that I am in and the time crunch that I face in this profession. But still, we have finally made it happen. So yes, Marthand V. Kulkarni says, "Good evening, sir. Good evening." Many of them have texted here, and yes. So primarily, the question that Venkatesh asked was what motivated me for this interest towards civil services exam was. Okay, so the connection seems good now. Okay, so what made me take this exam? Take this exam was the interest that I had towards nation building. I was inspired by great personalities who are responsible for building Saram Vishweshwaraya. I had heard a great deal about this person being the Diwan of Mysore, which can be, I said, equivalent to the post of Chief Secretary of any state today. So being in a good reputed position, so he ensured that the state of Mysore was built constructively. You may have heard about a great deal about Saram Vishweshwaraya. So you know that he's also called the architect of modern Mysore. Then he has been meticulous in in building a lot of public sector undertakings. The Mysore soap factory, the iron ore factory. So many public sector units were built under his time, and of course the KRS Dam. So many such infrastructural reforms. And today, September 15th, it's in a few days from now. We know that that day would be celebrated as his on his name, the National Engineers Day, as the National Engineers Day. So that personality inspired me, and after medical, I had to jump into civil services preparation, and I had to make one choice. That is, a choice to either pursue civil services or PG entrance preparation. So I chose civil services because as it was my interest from before. Uh, and I'm thankful to say that I had a good friend circle also in my medical college. Six of us have become officers now today, thankfully. And yes, so that is my small journey inspiration. So there is Siddhant who's asking your views on UPSC IES exams. So yes, Indian engineering exams conducted by the UPSC every year is also a tough. Just wait while we try to reconnect. It is, I think, stable now. It is stable now. It is stable. So yes, and then for giving this exam, basically you need to have a have a proper vision. It is not for you yourself, your own growth, your success, your own marvel that you are writing this exam. You are basically taking up this exam to ensure that tomorrow the state or the place where you work in will see a lot of progress. You just want, you should be expecting your name as one of the contributors to the progress of the place. So that is the overall, should be the overall motive. It's not just about you. So if you have that vision, and if you have, I would say, extreme love towards the country, extreme love towards the people of the country, then definitely you will have the urge to do something really great for the sake of the country. And this has to be your thinking. Okay. Huh. And yes, so talking specifically about the exam. So you know that there are three steps in this exam: the preliminary stage, the main stage, and the stage of personality test. So all of you would be preparing for the preliminary stage of the exam. Fine. And then after you crack the preliminary exam, you will be allowed to write the mains exam. And then the final step is personality test. But now, as beginners, most of you, I think, are should be more worried about mains exam and the prelims exam. So preliminary exam is objective, as you know. If you are prepared and you would also be ready to write just clearing prelims exam as such. ಯಾಕೆಂದ್ರೆ just clearing prelims exam will ಅಂತ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಮತ್ತೆ ಮತ್ತೆ ಎರಡು ಸಲ ಬಂತು again. Let's come again. ಹಾ ಹಂಗೆ ಹೇಳ್ತಿದ್ರಾ? ಫೈನ್ ಅನ್ಸ್ಟೇಬಲ್ ಅಂತ ಬರ್ತಿದೆಯಲ್ಲ. ಹಾ or else just ಪಾಸ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗುತ್ತಾ? Okay, but I'll continue. It's anyway which was going on. Okay, fine. So there's a current draw asking how uncertain is this exam. I have completed my engineering first year. When should I start my preparation? See, anything is uncertain only. Not the 10th exam. You can't be sure that I will be getting 95 plus percentage ಅಂತ ಗ್ಯಾರಂಟಿ ಹೇಳಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಈ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ಆಗ್ತೀನಾ ಇಲ್ವಾ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಅನ್ಸರ್ಟನ್. But the thing is, I would say why are you clearing this exam is more important than you just clearing this exam. So if I want to clear it like how I cleared my 10th exam, this exam is not for you. Diksha Tiwari, good evening, sir. Hello, good evening. So what I'm saying is 10th ka exam, 10th standards exam, you write it for your personal excellence. I mean to say you are getting 90 plus percentage distinction scores, and you will be appreciated by everyone. Fine, that is for you. But if you want the same appreciation here, and if you want to crack this exam for that, then it won't be happening, because this exam is for people who would want to uh, contribute to the country. Okay, so UPSC wants someone who will work for the country, not for their own self. So hangagi it's not about uh, like how uncertainty anta. So if you are really equipped, if you're really skilled enough to actually uh, be seated in that position of a DM or any secretary position as such, you will be definitely chosen. Please work towards it. It will definitely happen, because every year 180 of them get into IAS, and close to 700, 800 of them, or even more, based on the vacancy, clear this exam. So it is definitely possible. Diksha Tiwari, how to choose the optional subject? I'm a bit confused in that part, sir. Okay, so optional subject. You can have right away the moment this thing, this thought about optional subject comes in, you can have um, two choices. One is whether to go for a subject which you have studied in your graduation. Like for example, I did my medical, so I can think of medical science. So it should be a subject of your graduation or something else. Graduation or something other than graduation. That's the only choice that you have to make. So I made my choice. I did not study for medical science. I went for some other subject. So now comes the question as to which is that other subject to choose. So the other subject, here you will have to consider some things. First thing is you will have to see which subject is closer to uh, your graduation subject. That is, I mean, more convenient, more comfortable. So when it comes to comfort, I decided it is not medical science. So it has to be something which is which should be comfortable to me. And anthropology is one such subject which is comfortable, which is closer to medical science in terms of many technical terms, jargons they use. So in mathematics, it will be tough, not comfortable. So choose something which is convenient. That is number one. And the other thing is you should be able to get good study materials for the same. So study materials for subjects like anthropology, sociology, public administration, and geography, you get it easily. And you may choose to find a subject wherein you get easy access to good quality study materials. If not any of these, ultimately the most important point that you should remember is the subject doing well in the exams. If I put in 6 months of effort, will it give me good results? It's like business. It's like investing your time, money, and energy. So for this investment, will I be getting proper results? Will I be getting returns? So if you think like that, uh, in from 2013 to 2017, continuously 3-4 years, geography and public administration as optional subjects did not do well. So I mean, if you have people who had invested more than 2-3 years into these subjects, these two, public administration and geography, did not score well at all. And those who invested even a few months, let's say 2-3 months, they scored really well in subjects like anthropology. So when that happens, and literature subjects also. So when that happens, it's a matter of demotivation. So you will have to be careful. You will have to do your background research before you get to know. So from whatever background research that I have done, I can say that subjects like anthropology, sociology, political science, history, philosophy, these are the subjects which are doing well. And even public administration has been doing well in the last 2-3 years, I would say. Okay, another question. Nowadays, lots of issues are going on in the name of religion. How can you bring a head of district can handle this issues, Siddhant? So, issue in the name of religion. See, finally, I would say what is head of a district. I think if you are meaning the district collector, the administrative head of a district or any civil service, there are two things which guides a civil servant. There are two things which guide a civil servant. One is the constitution. So constitution, legality, the laws that have been written. This is one guiding light. The other is conscience. Conscience, Nima Atma Sakshi. So these two things, if of course all the good performing officers do follow this golden rule, and all the officers you may find two photographs compulsory. One is of Ambedkar, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. The other is of Mahatma Gandhi ji. So this says that one represents constitution, the other represents conscience. So if a person, if any officer follows these two, then any issue as such is not tough at all. Then there is another question. Apart from medical science, which is a good optional subject for medical students, I would say there is anthropology. If you don't want anthropology, you can go for literature subject. People who have taken Kannada literature also have done well, so you can think of it. Qualities of student should have for UPSC exams. I'll answer this. Generally, how many years does it take to prepare for CSE? So, exam UPSC for a general merit candidate allows a person to write this exam for 6 times, 6 attempts, and the age bar is 32. So, you should understand that UPSC will allow you to write this exam until the age 32, or it will allow you to write the exam for 6 times. So, it is up to you as to when to crack this exam, in your first attempt or in your sixth attempt. So it depends on individual caliber and capacity. Okay. So Varun, studying fourth year, how can I manage time with preparation after my graduation, and as well as I must look forward to get a job because of family condition? Okay. Now, this is not a big deal. So you finish your graduation, get a good job, go work in the job that you join. You will get some experience. As I just mentioned for the previous question, UPSC will allow you to write this exam until your age 32. There are people who have cracked this exam at the age 32. Okay, there are people who have cracked it even after age 27, 28. So it's not a big deal. But one thing you have to understand, that UPSC does not ask you if you are uh, working and preparing for this exam. It will not give you additional points. it will not give you additional marks if you are not working and studying it. So it doesn't matter. So if you are serious enough, even while you're working, please make some time, 3-4 hours every day, study. And you are asking fourth year engineering, when should I start now. Right now is the time for right now is the right time for anything. So you will have to understand that this exam is will ask great deal of dedication from your side, seriousness from your side, sacrifice from your side. So you will have to forget partying, you will have to forget wasting time on things which are not necessary to crack this exam. ಅದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಮರ್ತೋಗ್ಬಿಡ್ಬೇಕು. And then the more serious you are, the easier it gets for you. This you have to keep in your mind. And seriousness ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಏನ್ ಓದ್ಬೇಕು ಸ್ಪೆಸಿಫಿಕಲಿ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, one newspaper a day. Hindu newspaper, I would say, if you are giving this exam in English. ಆಮೇಲೆ KPSC ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇರೋರಿಗೆ ಪ್ರಜಾವಾಣಿ ಇದೆ. ಪ್ರತಿದಿನ ಒಂದು ನ್ಯೂಸ್ ಪೇಪರ್ ಅಂತೂ ಓದಿ, ನಿಮ್ ಸುತ್ತಮುತ್ತ ಇರೋ ವಿಷಯಗಳ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. Please get to know about things which are happening around you. Number 2, please get to know about things which matter for this country. Okay. And I would say, I don't know if I'm being rude on this, just know what is the technicality, but don't invest or involve yourself too much emotionally into things like Sushant Singh Rajput's case, okay, which is not going to serve the purpose of flood affected people who are suffering in Assam and Bihar, in our own state, Karnataka, people who are migrants who have gone back to their place and who are not getting decent job for themselves. So this, your emotional involvement into such issues will not help these people improve their lives. Okay, so you have to invest your time on things which is connected to, or which is linked to nation building. Okay, so you'll have to keep that in mind. It should be either Prajavani, it has to be either Prajavani or Vijay Karnataka, any one Kannada newspaper, one English newspaper every day. Okay, you can't say I studied for 1 month, I got bored, I left. Oh, okay, quit preparation. So think that you will not be able to crack this exam. And you may say there are shortcuts for current affairs like Vision 365, Insights Monthly, and all that, which are all compilations which may make your job easy, but it is not the primary source of information. Newspapers are always the primary source of information. It's not just information that you need to crack this exam, it is knowledge that you need to crack this exam. And mark my words, information is not knowledge. Albert Einstein says this, I'm not saying this. So don't run behind information. Ivaga nimage, for instance, there is some issue between India and China's standoff is happening at the border. You will have to have an opinion about it. Why? What makes China do this time and again, and what stops India from taking an affirmative action? So, what is the history? What is the background behind this? This, if you have an opinion or if you have a firm, thorough understanding of this, that is called knowledge. Okay, where exactly it is happening, how many soldiers were killed, which gun was used, how many bullets were fired, this is of least importance. Okay, this is information, whatever that I said, numbers, information, not important, not that important to crack to the level of cracking this exam. So you invest yourself with a broad mindset that gives you knowledge. So that is how you prepare. And newspaper ಹೆಂಗ್ ಓದ್ಬೇಕು, how to read newspaper for this exam ಅಂದ್ರೆ, you search for videos on YouTube, you will find many, and start reading. First give a start, and then you will find the shortcuts for yourself. Sir, we as beginners for preparation, Shreya Digal asks a question. Suggest some simple tips which we can do follow it daily. Yeah, okay. About this I can say. For beginners, I would say, as I said, read newspaper. For instance, if it is Hindu newspaper, invest 2 hours. Okay, I repeat, 2 hours on the newspaper uh, completely, and read everything that is there in the newspaper. And don't ever miss your what do you call the editorial page. In the editorial page, there shall be two main articles and two lead articles. And on the other side of the editorial page, there shall be something called op-ed page, that is opinion or editorial. So in this page also, there'll be there'll be big article. So you can read them. Apart from this, there'll be national, a section called national, read it. Section called economy, read it. A section called foreign international affairs, read it. So if a section called national or something, maybe southern local, speaks about things political, Rahul Gandhi said this about Modi, or someone commented this about Nirmala Sitharaman, that is not useful. Okay? Politics is not useful. You are going to become an administrator, not a politician. Remember this. So this is how you read. After you invest 2 hours on newspaper, try to make notes on newspaper. So how do you make notes? What I used to do was I used to read the daily current events in the Insights as well as IAS Baba website. So when I do this, I read 5 to 6 topics, daily current events ka topics, and then I choose just one or two most important that I felt that they are important. Anta another, just one or two issues I used to copy it down as in how it is on the in the website. I just copy it down. It will be like around 200 words, 1 to 2 pages. This you have to do continuously. Writing practice, you have to make it continuously because this exam is all about mains exam. That is why it is called the main exam. So the main stage of the exam involves answer writing. Answer writing meaning you can't say that I've just read, I've been following my own online notes, I've been typing down my notes. In the exam, you write. So, whatever that you do on the day of exam, you do it on a daily basis also. That's what is called practice. Everything else is not, technically not. Because someone who's a good batsman doesn't play online cricket game and practice to go and actually excel on the field. So if he has to excel on the field in that hot sun, he'll have to practice in the same hot sun in the field, maybe within nets. Okay, that is how it is. You do net practice every day, and you can excel really well in the final exam. Next, yeah, 2 hours on newspaper, maybe half an hour on writing notes on newspaper, and then as a beginner in just it's my suggestion that you read one magazine per month. It can be the Outlook magazine which I used to read, and it's not compulsory also. If you feel that the cover page is interesting, just buy that magazine, read it for your own opinion building. What else you can read? You can go through the current events that I mentioned in the websites. So I used to invest at least half an hour on websites. So I used to follow the Insights on India website, so you can also do that. Lastly, apart from all these things, for a beginner you need to read all the high school textbooks. Okay, high school textbooks in the sense that uh, social studies related textbooks, history, geography, um, economy, science and technology also. This you need to do. And ಯಾರೆಲ್ಲ KPSC ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ ಕೊಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಅನ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀರಾ, ನಿಮ್ಗಳಿಗೂ ಸೇಮ್ ರೂಲ್ ಅಪ್ಲೈ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಒಂದು ನ್ಯೂಸ್ ಪೇಪರ್ ಓದಿ, ಒಂದು ಮ್ಯಾಗ್ಝಿನ್ ಓದಿ, ಸ್ಪರ್ಧಾ ಚೈತ್ರ, ಸ್ಪರ್ಧಾ ವಿಜೇತ, ಈ ತರ ಒಂದು ಮ್ಯಾಗ್ಝಿನ್ಗಳು ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ನಾನು ಒಂದು ಮ್ಯಾಗ್ಝಿನ್ ಓದ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೆ, ಸ್ಪರ್ಧಾ ವಿಜೇತ, ತಿಂಗಳಿಗೊಂದು ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ತಗೊಂಡು ಓದಿ. ಇದನ್ನ ಹೊರತುಪಡಿಸಿ ವೆಬ್ಸೈಟ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಇದೆ. ಆಂಬಿಷನ್ IAS ಅಂತ ಒಂದು ವೆಬ್ಸೈಟ್ ಇದೆ KPSCಗೆ. ನಮ್ಮ KPSC ಅಂತ ಒಂದು ವೆಬ್ಸೈಟ್ ಇದೆ, ಇದನ್ನ ಓದ್ಕೋಬಹುದು, ಇದನ್ನ ರೆಫರ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. ಇದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಹೊರತುಪಡಿಸಿ ಹೈಸ್ಕೂಲ್ ಟೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಬುಕ್ಸ್ 8ನೇ ಕ್ಲಾಸಿಂದ 10ನೇ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ವರೆಗೂ ಸೋಷಿಯಲ್ ಸ್ಟಡೀಸ್ ಮತ್ತೆ ಸೈನ್ಸ್ ರಿಲೇಟೆಡ್ ಆಗಿರುವಂತ ಎಲ್ಲ ಟೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಬುಕ್ಸ್ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ಲಿ ಓದ್ಬೇಕು. ಜಿಯೋಗ್ರಫಿ, ಹಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿ, civics and science also. So this is here for a beginner. And if you want a detailed book list or something, many websites give it. Even Insights on India website, as a website, gives the book list. So go through. Sir, how editorials help in answer writing for mains? Because you do one thing. You pick a topic. For instance, I just spoke about the Indo-China topic. So on the same topic, you try to write some thousand words ka article. You, Shivanand Kundargi, I'm asking you to do this. So write 1,000 words article on the issue of standoff between India and China at the Indo-China border. So you do this. You just see how easy or difficult it is to write a good article. Okay, so this is a 1,000 word article that you read as part of editorial every day in the newspaper. I'm asking you to do it just once. So it's the same which you do for a question which is asked for 10 marks or 15 marks. So for a 10 marker question, you write for 150 words, 15 marker 250 words. It's as simple as that. You just practice more and more. Okay, so editorials do help you in improving your English, your comprehension skills, your sentence formation. Though it is simple, it is very important. The way you present yourself, the way you sequence your and the way you structure your answers in terms of paragraphs, where to stop, where to begin, where to take over. All these skills, without you consciously putting effort, you will be learning as you uh, study, as you read your editorial on a daily basis. Next, Shri, he is asking which coaching center is best for UPSC exams. I'm confused. There is nothing to get confused in this. There are coaching institutes which are which gives you good deal of good amount of knowledge about this exam. One such institute is Vajiram in Delhi, ALS in Delhi, Shriram in Delhi. Nowadays, this Vision IAS and Forum IAS are also there. In Bangalore, there are institutes like Insights on India, IAS Baba. So any institute you join, you just follow whatever the schedule that they offer, and always remember, self-study is the maximum part of your preparation. All these people can just show you the path wherein you will have to walk. Ultimately, you will have to do the take the path and walk. So remember this. Shambhavi Deshpande, how to start answer writing for beginners by linking current affairs, especially from art and culture. Okay. So how to start current answer writing? Start now. See, unless if you've already started, if it's already been months together since you have started, take your answers, go to your friends, show it to them. If they are convinced, be happy, continue. If they're not convinced, worry for it, and please look as to what you can do. ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು ಅಂತ ನೋಡಿ answers improve ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋಕೆ, and keep writing is what I would say. Other suggestions that I can give you is ಈ previous years rank holders ಅವ್ರಗಳ ಒಂದು ಆನ್ಸರ್ಸ್ ಆನ್ಲೈನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ವಿಷನ್ IAS ಅಥವಾ ಫೋರಮ್ IAS ನವರು ಅವರ ಸಕ್ಸಸ್ಫುಲ್ ಕ್ಯಾಂಡಿಡೇಟ್ಸ್ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಸ್ಕ್ರಿಪ್ಟ್ ಗಳನ್ನ ಬಿಟ್ಟಿರ್ತಾರೆ. ಯು ಟ್ರೈ ಟು search for it and download, see how they are writing answers, and in the same way you also try to improve. I did this especially for ethics. I went through this person 2013 exams rank 1 Gaurav Agarwal. So he had written really good answers for ethics, integrity and aptitude. I went through those answers. I got an idea as to how to approach for ethics exam. So since then I have not asked anyone as to please teach me how to write an answer. It just comes with practice. With practice, show it to your friends. Have the courage to show it to your friends. ನಾಚ್ಕೋಬೇಡಿ, ಇನ್ನ ನಾನು ಆ ಲೆವೆಲ್ಗೆ ರೀಚ್ ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ, ಆ ಹಂತಕ್ಕೆ ರೀಚ್ ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ತೋರಿಸ್ತೀನಿ ಅಂತ ಅಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಆ ಹಂತ ಯಾವತ್ತೂ ರೀಚ್ ಆಗಲ್ಲ. ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಆಲ್ವೇಸ್ ಲೈಫ್ ಇಸ್ always a learning journey. You are learning every day. Even if you stop learning, life will not stop you teaching. So keep that in mind. So qualities of a student to have for the UPSC exam. It is the simplest question that I can answer. See, for instance, on the if you see some IAS officer uh, who's quite inspirational for you, quite motivational for you ಅಂತ ಅನ್ಸಿದ್ರೆ, just think of what did you see in him or her that made you like, oh, this is a very good ideal IAS officer anta. What made you think so? There are certain qualities, there are certain traits which you have observed in him or her. Maybe like discipline. The officer is quite punctual, the officer is presenting himself really well, the officer is confident, the officer can speak well, he has good command hold over knowledge or over language, sorry, he has good knowledge about things that are going around, he has a very good knowledge uh, uh, about the ongoing things in the district as such. So you observe all these things. When you observe all these things in an officer, you will have to tell this to yourself that you will have to start inculcating all these personality traits in yourself. Okay, so I keep telling this. ಈಗ ಕ್ರಿಕೆಟ್ ಟೀಮ್ಗೆ ನಿಮ್ನ ನೀವು ಸೆಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗ್ಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ, you should, if you want to enter the Indian cricket team as a good batsman, you should know how to hold the bat properly, the right technique of it, and then you should have the requisite skills, you should have the right temperament, you should have the right stamina. Okay, you should have faced enough number of uh, leather balls as when you were practicing. You should have faced enough number of good quality bowlers at your lower level like Ranji and other levels that you have played. So all these things decides if whether you are eligible or not to enter the Indian cricket team as a batsman. Similar to that, do you have the grit, do you have the right attitude, do you have compassion, do you have confidence, do you have the command over your own language and the command over people? Okay, so if you have all these things, you are ready to be an officer. It is as simple as that. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಮಾರ್ತಾಂಡ್, as I have decided to take medical science optional, can I prepare along with my MBBS and how to prepare notes on the same? Preparing notes again is a question which many of you ask. One thing is you will have to go through the syllabus detail. So I like you will have to read the UPSC mains syllabus, especially for making GS notes, many number of times, at least once or twice in a week in detail. Okay, the same thing holds true for optional subject also. So you will have to go through the syllabus. Number two, you'll have to go through the previous year's exam papers. So previous year's papers will guide you or tell you as to which part of the syllabus to concentrate more on. Okay, so syllabus ಮತ್ತೆ previous papers ಎರಡನ್ನ ನೋಡಿ notes ಮಾಡಿ, and notes prepare according to like topic wise notes ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಒಳ್ಳೆಯದು. Anusha asks a question. Economics, we should read all NCRTs from 9 to 12 or micro macro is enough for it? All NCRTs from 9 to 12. You don't have a choice. Guru Raj, sharing knowledge with co-aspirants is helpful to us, and or what? Whether conversations on particular topic will help us to write the exam easily. Yes, definitely. See, sharing is caring. This will never go wrong. And number two, uh, there is a saying um, which Buddha actually told. So um, if you hold the lamp for others, it will also guide you in the right direction. ಬೇರೆಯವ್ರಿಗೆ ನೀವು ದಾರಿ ದೀಪ ಆಗಿದ್ರೆ ಮರಿಬೇಡಿ, ಆ ದೀಪ ಉರಿತಾ ಇದೆ, ನಿಮ್ಗೂ ಬೆಳಕು ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇದೆ, ನಿಮ್ ದಾರಿನೂ ತೋರಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಸೊ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ನೆವರ್ ದಟ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಡಾರ್ಕ್ ಅಂಡ್ ದೇ ಆರ್ ಮೂವಿಂಗ್ ಫಾರ್ವರ್ಡ್. ಅವ್ರು ಉದ್ಧಾರ ಆಗ್ಬಿಡ್ತಾರೆ, ನಾನ್ ಹಾಳಾಗ್ಬಿಡ್ತೀನಿ, ಅವ್ರು ಬೆಳೆದ್ಬಿಡ್ತಾರೆ, ನಾನ್ ಹಾಳಾಗ್ಬಿಡ್ತೀನಿ. ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಆಲ್ವೇಸ್ a wrong perception. Okay, so the more you share, the more beneficial it is for you. The less you share, think that you are not going to clear this exam. Very sure, be very sure, because this exam is not about you competing with a person who sits beside you, you competing with maybe some 10-20 people around you, you competing with 10 lakh other people of this country. Okay, so 10 laksha jana exam apply ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. Bear this in mind. If you create a qualitative environment around you, like 20 ಜನಕ್ಕೆ ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಟ್ಟು 20 ಜನನು they're all sharing things with each other, and these 20 are very like this rock, like they're very strong in terms of knowledge, in terms of ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡಿಂಗ್ ಮೆನಿ ಇಶ್ಯೂಸ್, ಅಥವಾ ಏನೇ ನೋಟಿಫಿಕೇಶನ್ಸ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ UPSC ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಶೇರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಒಬ್ರಿಗೊಬ್ರು. ಯಾರು ಹಿಂದುಳಿದಿಲ್ಲ ಈ 20 ಜನದ ಗ್ರೂಪ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, ಔಟ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿಸ್ 20 many has the chance to clear this exam. If you think ಬೇರೆಯವ್ರಿಗೆ ಶೇರ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ನಾನು ಹಾಳಾಗ್ಬಿಡ್ತೀನಿ, ನಾನು ಬೆಳೆದ್ಬಿಡ್ತಾನೆ ಅಂತ, 20ಕ್ಕೆ 20 ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ಆಗಲ್ಲ. I'll tell you one example. So interview ge they'll if there are 1000 posts, it is usually 1:2.5 or roughly 1:3 is the ratio that they choose. So I had a group of we were a group of 12 people when I gave 2017's interview. Group of 12 people, all of us doctors, because we wanted to discuss about medical science issues. And we used to do this group discussion every day incessantly for almost a month we have done. And you'll be surprised, as per UPSC's ratio of choosing students, candidates, out of 12, 1:3, out of 12, 4 should have made it into the final list, or let's say 5. But out of 12 that year, 10 of us made it. 10 of us made it to the final list. So out of 12. So it is all because we shared and we cared for each other. So that is how it goes. Next question, Harsha Kembavi. Sir, how much rank is required to get into Karnataka Cadre? There is nothing as such. But one thing which is happening since the last few years is that if you are in the top 3 of the list of the people who have cleared from the Karnataka, state of Karnataka, ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕದಿಂದ ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ಆಗಿರೋರಲ್ಲಿ ನೀನು ಟಾಪ್ 3 ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, ನೀವು ಟಾಪ್ 3 ಒಳಗಿದ್ದೀರಾ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, then you have decent chances, because every year 3 insiders, 3 ಜನ ಕನ್ನಡದವರು, since 2010-11 this is happening, 3 ಜನ ಕನ್ನಡದವರು ಒಳಗೆ ಬರ್ತೀರಾ ಪ್ರತಿ ವರ್ಷ. So but it also depends on the reservation, the roster system that the government follows. It also depends on which category you belong to and all that, but it is quite sure or can be taken that open the browser and connect. It is connected. So you can come to Karnataka if you're in the top 3, but idana hortupadiಸಿ you are writing an all India examination. You are going to become an all India service, so you should have an all India mindset. You should never think as to ಯಾವ ಸ್ಟೇಟಿಗೆ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದೀನಿ, ಎಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇದೀನಿ ಅಂತ. You should be ready to serve anywhere in this country. Have that confidence. And if you are coincidentally you may get your own state, and if that happens, be thankful and take more responsibility to work for your own state and do well. Next, last I'll take this as one last question. I'll have to leave now for a meeting. Sir, I have decided to start my preparation from next year for undergraduate student who is about to start preparation. what books you would recommend, not necessarily books for UPSC. Okay, this is a good question, and this is a good question for me to end the session also. See, reading is very important for this exam. Okay, you should read continuously and incessantly until you crack this exam. You are expected to read newspaper, expected to read standard books, expected to read magazines, NCRTs, and whatnot. Continuously update yourself, have more and more perspectives on the same topic, and develop this habit of reading, which will help you in your future also, which will help you improve your language skills, comprehension, the way you present yourselves, and few books which I would suggest is one is a must read for all of you. Is this book, My Experiments with Truth, Mahatma Gandhi ji avara autobiography. Please read it. It's an amazing book. Okay, and all those who are thinking about serving for the country, read this again. Mahatma Gandhi ji over there. It's the book is called Hind Swaraj. It's a very small book. Read that book. ಇದನ್ನ ಹೊರತುಪಡಿಸಿ any other books which will be important ಅಂತ ಅನ್ಸೋದಾದ್ರೆ, um, you can read this book called The 7 Habits of Highly Successful People, Stephen R. Covey ಅವರು ಬರೆದಿರೋದು. There are many other books as such, but I would say my personal suggestion, ಇದನ್ನ ಹೊರತುಪಡಿಸಿ ನಿಮಗೆ ಇಂಥ ಬುಕ್ನೇ ಓದಬೇಕು, ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕೇನೆ ಓದ್ಬೇಕಂತಾನೂ ಇಲ್ಲ. ನಿಮ್ಮ ಆಸ್ ಅ ಹಾಬಿ ಕೂಡ ಓದೋದು ಇಸ್ ಅ ವೆರಿ ಗುಡ್ ಹಾಬಿ, which it will help you any day. ಸೊ ನಾನು ಐ ಆಮ್ ಅ ಹ್ಯೂಜ್ ಫ್ಯಾನ್ ಆಫ್ KP ಪೂರ್ಣಚಂದ್ರ ತೇಜಸ್ವಿ ಅವರ ಎಲ್ಲಾ ಬುಕ್ ಓದಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ನೇಮ್ ಒನ್ ಬುಕ್ ಪೂರ್ಣಚಂದ್ರ ತೇಜಸ್ವಿ ಅವ್ರದ್ದು ನಾನು ಓದಿಲ್ದೆ ಇರ್ಲಿಕ್ಕಿಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಆನ್ ಯೋರ್ ಬೇಸ್ಡ್ ಆನ್ ಯೋರ್ ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟ್. SL ಭೈರಪ್ಪ ಅವ್ರ ಬುಕ್ಸ್ ಓದಿ. ದೆನ್ ಕನ್ನಡದವರಾಗಿದ್ರೆ ನೀವು ಕುವೆಂಪು ಅವ್ರ ಬುಕ್, ಕೆಲವು ಚಿಕ್ಕ ಶಾರ್ಟ್ ಸ್ಟೋರೀಸ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ಅದನ್ನ ಓದಿ. ಸೊ yes, it is according to your own taste, but read continuously, read enough. Okay, so it's already 6:56. We have few more minutes to go. I think Venkatesh would like to give a vote of thanks, and thank you for giving this opportunity. And please put all your efforts to crack this exam, and all the best for all of you. And those of you who are writing this October's prelims, study hard. There is barely a month left for your preparation, and give your best, and it is going to happen for you. Have patience, keep faith in God. Okay, and it's going to happen for you. All the best. Thank you.
It does not matter where you go and what you study. What matters most is what you share with yourself and the world. I would like to thank our beloved guest, Dr. AKASH Shankar IAS 2019 batch, for inspiring young aspirants and guiding them. I also thank the viewers for joining the live. Last but not the least, I would also like to thank my family members and my friends for supporting me to make this event a grand success. Thank you one and all.